In Memory of My Brother, Jesse Thomas, by Elton Thomas. I promised our mother that I would share the story of my brother, Jesse. Jesse Thomas was born on December 19, 1979, and passed away on July 31, 2013. At birth, Jesse was diagnosed with an eye disease, today known as retinitis pigmentosa. In the first 6 years of his life, Jesse lived with a visual impairment. When Jesse was 6 years old, we both were in a bike accident. While I was able to walk away with a few bumps and bruises, Jesse suffered a severe head injury in a collapsed windpipe. He faced more hardships than most people I had ever met. Jesse was legally blind, could only speak with a soft raspy whisper at best, and severe motor limitations of the right side of his body, and limited motor function of his left side. Some people do not know this, but Jesse had many sleepless nights in his teenage years. I would wake up in the middle of the night, hearing Jesse asking in his raspy voice, "Why? Why? Why?" I remember Jesse and I sitting on his bedside, and talking about his life. I would hold his hand and apologize for the accident, and tell him that I would trade places with him if I could. But Jesse did not let his disability stop him from enjoying life. Jesse, while attending the Missouri School for the Blind, participated on the track team, and had many friends. My most memorable moment was at a talent show. After a few students gave their performance, Jesse came out on the stage. He then proceeded to sing, in his raspy voice, the song, "Wonderful Tonight," by Eric Clapton, a cappella. When he was finished with his performance, everyone in the audience stood, clapped, and cheered. Jesse taught me something about people with disabilities that day. That it's okay for someone who is mute to enjoy singing. It's okay for someone who is deaf to enjoy music. It's okay for someone who uses a wheelchair to enjoy a walk in the park. And it's okay for someone who is blind to have a favorite color. It had always been Jesse's dream to become as independent as possible. In his adult life, Jesse bounced around from institution to institution. Then, in 2012, Jesse was accepted to join a newly built medical group home. At this new home, Jesse was able to have more control over his daily life than ever before. He could go out with friends and have them over. He could choose his meals and try to cook them if he wanted to. Staff could drive him places he wanted to go. And Jesse had his own room that was not shared with anyone else. After a short time at the medical group home, on July 31, 2013, Jesse passed away, due to sudden cardiac arrest, caused by a seizure. I promised our mother that I would share his story. And since Jesse passed away, his story has traveled with me to the halls of our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., to the halls of our state capital, and to City Hall. Jesse had made me a believer in something called the independent living philosophy. It's a philosophy that people with disabilities who depend on government programs should be in programs that give them the highest level of independence possible. To be productive members of society. To be integral members of the community. And to be equal in the eyes of opportunity. Sometimes, when I'm running or walking, I can feel Jesse's weight on my arm. Like how we used to walk, with him holding my arm for balance. Perhaps, it's merely muscle memory. However, I believe, it's something else.